Good morning, everybody. Theresa here. It is September 25th, 2015, Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday, right? About 11:15 a.m. here in Wyoming. It is 64 degrees out right now. It'll be up to 87 and down to 48. As you guys know, been having some stuff going on this week, which I'll get to in a minute. Clear blue skies, just beautiful out, beautiful fall day. The leaves on the tree are really changing color now, so that's awesome. So pretty out. Yesterday was a really hard day for my husband and I, as I talked about our greyhound, which you guys know I've talked about him before and stuff. That he's quite elderly and he's always had epilepsy, and he's over 14 years old. Well, he's just about 14. We've had him 13 years. He's a rescue dog. But anyway, we made the painful decision yesterday that we're going to have to put him down. And see, the thing is he can't ride in a vehicle because he gets so car sick. And it would just be too traumatic for him right now. So, my friend Carol gave me the name of the local vet who will come out and help your pet cross over the Rainbow Bridge. And he's going to come out at 5 o'clock tonight and do that for us. And then Angel Companions, which is a crematorium, and they also have a pet cemetery, or do burials for your pet. They're going to come out about the same time and take the shell of what Max lived in and cremate him for us. Which is wonderful for them. Thank goodness for them, because we definitely want to have that done. Yeah, I spent a long time crying yesterday, and so did my husband. And I want to talk a little bit real quick about Max. I guess this is kind of my, eulogy or whatever about him. So please bear with me. I'm trying real hard not to cry on you guys and stuff, but I know you will understand if I do. Max, I adopted after I lost my Black Lab Chow mix named Pat. Pat, we lost. He was a beautiful dog, and we had adopted him from the Humane Society. Well, so a few months after we lost Pat, we decided it was time to adopt another dog. Our dog Angus seemed so lonely and depressed, so we went back to Humane Society. And my husband was at work that day, so it was just the girls and I. They were still, underage and at home. And we found Max. And the story on Max was they found him when he was only 4 weeks old. And they found him kind of in a gutter, if you will, along a busy street. They didn't even know what mix he was. They couldn't figure it out at that point in time. Well, and I think he was 7 or 8 months old when we adopted him. And he hadn't been neutered yet, and they said that he would have to stay out there for 3 more weeks because the local vet that does the spaying and neutering for free, was so booked up. Well, we happened to know him because he was our vet, and well, there's many vets that do it, but the one of them that does it was our vet, and Humane Society knew us well enough and stuff, and knew our record and stuff with animals that my husband talked him into letting us bring him home then, and then we would take him to our vet to have him neutered, which we did. That dog, when we got him, he stunk so bad, guys. I have never smelled an animal. He had laid in feces and urine, and he just stunk so bad. I mean, I got home with him. I had to take a shower. I had to give him a bath. Then I had to give him another bath because he's still, and I had to strip off all my clothes and shower. But he was so excited to be. He'd never been in a house or anything, and he was so excited. But he was so weak because they had him in this small kennel. They were overflowed at that point in time before they built their new facility. He was in a small kennel with another dog, and he wasn't used to being able to walk normally or run, and so he would stretch out with his front legs, and but his back legs were so weak that he would kind of collapse, and so he would take a few steps outside, and then he would have to sit down. Take a few steps, have to sit down. Well, and then he was so he ate and ate and ate when he got here, and then he was I remember he was sitting up and he was so tired he kept falling asleep. My husband and I were sitting there laughing, but this dog has been a beautiful dog. This dog, I have never seen a dog stretch out so beautifully and run. He could run just like the wind. And, I mean, he could catch rabbits. One time he brought me in a rabbit, a half rabbit. It was still quivering. It was that freshly killed. And he was so proud of himself. He was so very proud of himself. Dropped it in my lap. I wasn't happy about it at all. But he could catch rabbits. I mean, it got to the point where my husband would step outside and make noise to scare the rabbits back in their hiding holes, so he wouldn't get them. But he pranced. You know how they do the high stepping and stuff. He would always do that whenever we always used to call him Prancer around here and stuff. Because he was just so beautiful and elegant and stuff. Because he looks just like a greyhound, except for because he's a greyhound shepherd mix. He looks just like a greyhound, except for he's got the markings of a shepherd. But he, body-wise and everything, just exactly like a greyhound. And just so beautiful. I will always cherish the memory of watching him run outside. Even 3 nights ago, he was still out running with the Mastiff. And the Mastiff is running at full gallop. And the Greyhound is just trotting shoulder to shoulder with him. He's been a beautiful dog. We know he knows he was so loved. He was so loved by us. And we are very lucky to have been blessed enough to have been his owners and to have experienced such a beautiful and majestic animal. And while it's hard letting go, part of it's not, because it's time to release his beautiful soul out of this body, because now he's weak and he's been having so many seizures, and it's really taken its toll on him. He's no longer, really eating or drinking. He's lost, he can't really, now all of a sudden, how they go downhill so fast, he can't keep anything down, and he can't, the list is on and on. You guys don't need to know all the little gory details, I'm sure. You as pet owners know when it's time. When it's time that you no longer can keep them for your own selfish reasons, that you have to do what is best for them. My daughter and grandchildren came over last night, which was really nice to say goodbye to him, because this is the first time, as my daughter put it, that the kids have really experienced losing a pet. And like I said, especially my granddaughter Emma has been very, very attached. That's been basically her dog. And it was so neat to see, because even last night, as confused and weak as he is, he did get excited when he saw them. He did. He got excited when he saw them, and he even got off the couch and stuff, and we got a few pictures and stuff, and that was really nice. I really appreciate her doing that. I mean, we were just letting her know, that we were going to have to do this, and so she could, tell the kids how and when she felt was best. And to my surprise, she told them right away, and they wanted to come out. They were in their pajamas even. But that was really nice. So, yeah, my husband will get off work at 4, come home, and then we're going to take him out to the garage. It'll just be easier for them to help us, help our friend, not be in any more pain or anything, and cross over. So if you can, light a candle for him, but he's not in any pain right now, because we've got him, as comfortable as we can. And but yeah, that's what's going on. I am proud of myself. I haven't completely gone off and eaten everything in sight like I used to. I did have popcorn last night, which I probably shouldn't have. I don't, And then I did have a couple more pieces of smoked chicken, but before I would have gone and eaten cakes and candy and, so I haven't eaten anything yet. I need to do some lunch here in a little bit. What else? Tonight for dinner, because I know we're not really going to feel like cooking. I think we're just going to have, and I know it's not nutritionally great or anything, but I think we're just going to have some oven fried potatoes, oven French fries, and and some sausage links. I mean, they're the kielbasa or whatever, but I think we'll just have that, because we won't feel like cooking after we get done doing that. So, that's what we're going to do. I'm working on another. Oh, I did get one fingerless glove done. And it's I like it. It's got a nice, this is the cuff part. This is the on the upper arm. And yeah, it's supposed to be like that. But yeah, this is the cuff part. And then this part, and then this is the, goes up on the hand. And where is my thumb hole? This is my thumb hole right here. And you can fingers come out here, but yeah. So I'm working on the other one to that. I love this variegated. Yeah, it's pretty. And so I might put those on Etsy, I'm not sure. Because I want to do a matching scarf and hat that goes with that. I'm going to work on the Afghan. I did mail out my that shawl yesterday, priority. And I did send her the tracking number. You know, another friend of mine, and I'm not going to say who it is, but she was talking about yesterday, she was having trouble when she had bought something from somebody she considered a friend, and then this friend never delivered. She sent the friend the money, and then this friend never delivered. It has been giving her excuses, and I guess it's been some months now. And regardless of if it's your friend or not, if you are a seller selling anything, it's your obligation to have a pretty fast turnaround. Like that, you guys have heard me talk about this Afghan. Well, because I'm trying to crank on it really quickly, because you know, even though I just charged this one friend just the cost of the materials. It doesn't matter. You know, even if I didn't know him at all, it doesn't matter. You know, a promise is a promise, a deal is a deal. And you know, that's why I'm always so frantic, because it's my obligation whenever anybody buys anything from me to have a quick turnaround. My friend Mary will tell you, she's bought quite a few scarves from me, and she just bought that shawl from me. I have a fast turnaround. I will sit there when I get an order, and I will, if it's not already done and it's a custom order, you know, I think it was a week turnaround on that handmade shawl. You know, friends shouldn't take advantage of friends that way. I wouldn't consider that person a friend, and I would get my money back. You know, and you know who you are. I would get my money back, because that's not right. And I probably wouldn't, you know, really have anything to do with that person, or it would be very limited. You know, once that trust is broken. Anyway, that's just my take on that. But, so yeah, my house is a mess, and I feel kind of overwhelmed by a lot of things right now. So I'm just trying to keep an even keel, trying to keep myself busy. I'm trying to keep the house kind of very quiet and sedate today, because of Max and stuff, not to get him, you know, because he didn't understand, you know, he's out enough, he didn't understand when, if the other dogs are barking and stuff, so, he's had quite a few accidents here in the house, but we're waiting till, Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday to clean, because, you know, when he is no longer with us in body and stuff. that's about it. In a way, I want people to understand this. I know anybody who's a pet owner, or even if you aren't, you've lost somebody probably in your life. And in a way, what's going to happen this evening is kind of a beautiful thing to me. I look at death a little bit differently, I think, than some people, because he's ready. And when you experience either a human or an animal that you can tell that they're suffering in body, but that their soul and their spirit is already starting to leave, and you look at them and they're like, that's not the person I know and love. I experienced it with Brad's grandmother, my grandmother, my grandfather, multiple dogs and cats, and you're like, it's time to help them release. And that in itself can be a beautiful part of life, releasing that soul from that wretched body. You know? And, like I said, we've been so blessed to have been his owners. And it's time for us to do the next living thing. And that's what we're going to do. So, please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. As always, the links to my GoFundMe account are down below. And yes, this is money we did not have, but you know, we'll just take it out of whatever. That's our responsibility as being his pet owner too. And my Etsy shop link is down below too, as well as my Facebook. So remember, I think you guys are all awesome. And you know, I keep it real. And I love you guys. And I appreciate you watching my daily vlogs, the ups and downs in my life. And I will talk to you tomorrow. So, have a blessed day. Bye.